Okay.
Hi, Catherine.
Hey, Patricia, how are you?
Okay, thanks for meeting with me.
Same to you. Thank you.
I thought we'd get together and talk over some things so we would know what to do when we're meeting with the couple, Jean and Amanda, and Dr. Martin. How about that?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Dr. Martin gave me a call and asked that we interpret for the deaf couple, Jean and Amanda. And I know that she's worked with interpreters before. And so definitely good for us to get together and work out the team situation of interpreting for them.
Now, where is this located? I understand that it's in a large office building, private office building, but where is it located and adjacent to where we live?
Yeah, so it's actually downtown. Are you familiar with downtown at all?
Sure, I am.
Okay. So it's downtown. It's one of the large buildings downtown, and there is a parking deck located at the building that we can park at.
Okay.
So it's probably about 20 minutes from my house.
About the same for me.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Great, great. Now, if we were just taking into consideration delays, I would say probably leave 15 minutes or so earlier. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. If I think that the session is supposed to start at 3, so I was going to leave about 2:15, 2:20.
Sounds great. That's about what time I would leave.
Okay, just give us enough time to get parked and walk in,
Right.
and not rushed.
Right. Now, do you think that we need to get there maybe 15 to 30 minutes earlier to meet with them just to check out the lighting, the seating, where exactly we're going to sit in those things, or should we go maybe a day before to scope out the place? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that probably to go before. I know that, if we can meet with both Dr. Martin and the couple before the session, I think that's a good idea, to go to Dr. Martin's office and to just kind of see where we're going to be located, where we're going to be seated next to each other and that sort of thing. It would be good. And then also to meet with Jean and Amanda before the session as well, and just kind of go over, how we want to interpret with them and that sort of thing. I think is a good idea as well.
Okay, I'd like that. Do you want to set that up for us and just
Yeah.
call and let me know?
Yeah, definitely. I'll get in touch with Dr. Martin with her office and see when is a good time for us to go over there and meet with her. And then I'll email, or I'll get her to email Jean and Amanda and see when is a good time for us to meet with them before as well.
Okay, and I think that would be a great time, too, to take any type of paperwork so we can get that out of the way and completed, and any assessments that we might need, and talk about the confidentiality.
Yes, definitely want to get our contract taken care of before we start the process of the counseling session. I think that's a great idea. And definitely confidentiality is something we need to take into regards when we're, talking about mental health. So, good idea.
Mm-hmm. And talk about their concerns and just any comforts that we need to assure them of before, or conflicts or what have you.
Yeah, and I know that from what I've heard, that they are both graduates of the Deaf Institute, and so that their language modality is ASL, strict ASL. So I do know that, but I would like to meet with them before and just see what level of language functioning they are. I assume they're probably high functioning, but it'll be good to meet with them before and to make sure that they are.
That is a great idea to know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
That could be a conflict.
Right, especially preparing just vocabulary-wise, that sort of thing.
And even the therapist's concerns or issues that she may have, especially because she's not familiar with the interpreting aspect of it.
Yeah, she definitely is not familiar at all with deaf culture or ASL. I know she's worked with interpreters before, but she's doesn't have any real contact with the deaf community or anything. And so, as far as issues that this married deaf couple may be coincided with some of the deaf culture things, and so it'll be good to talk to her about some of those things too before the session.
Another thing that I was thinking of is to make sure that we ensure the therapist that our role is strictly for interpreting. However, we may need to interject and ask questions if necessary to make sure the intent is interpreted to the couple.
Exactly. Definitely a good idea. Make sure that she understands our role is just as a communication facilitator.
And then be able to meet with them after the session to discuss any feedback that they may give, if everything worked okay with them, when their next session is, things like that.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that we want to talk about too before the session with them is if at any point that they don't understand, what's going on, or a sign that we've signed, or a question that Dr. Martin has asked, how they want to signal that to us. We need to decide that before we go into the session so we can make sure that, if they don't understand something while they're in the session, that they have a way to signal that to us so that we can clarify whatever's being talked about at the time.
And I think you can give me your feedback if you have some differences, but in a setting like this, it seems to be more comfortable if it's conversational and in a more informal type of interpreting setting and back and forth.
Yeah, definitely more of like a personal register.
Exactly.
I agree.
You have any other concerns or questions
Sure.
that we might have before meeting with them?
So as far as time-wise interpreting, how long are you comfortable, length of interpreting? Or you want to do, the session I believe is about an hour long. And so I would like for you to, with your background in mental health, to kind of start the process, start the session off interpreting. And then when you're ready to take a break, which I was thinking maybe 15 minutes into.
15 minutes sounds great.
Okay, and then how do you want to signal that you're ready for me to take over the interpreting?
Okay, I can point to you or you can point to me, when we are interpreting, but we'll set that tone when we're meeting with the couple and the therapist ahead of time and let them know that's how we're going to signal transitioning.
Right, because we want to make sure we let the deaf couple know too that, when the other one is about to take over so that they can focus their attention on the correct person. And then as far as support during the session, if I get stuck with a sign, I will just tap you on the knee, and you if you could just feed to me in English what the sign, the English of the sign that they have signed, because I think that's the best way to be as least interruptive as possible.
Right. And I understand you have quite a few years experience in signing than I have, so vice versa, if I need the sign for that, you'll quickly let me know so it's a smooth transition without any interruption.
Okay, sounds great. Yeah, because you'll probably have a little more understanding of what Dr. Martin is talking about with your mental health background. So I think that's a good lead for you to take, and then I'll take on more of the ASL lead.
Sounds great.
Okay. Let's see.
doesn't sound like anything that's major.
No, yeah, I think that at the point of the session, Dr. Martin has kind of given me a little background on kind of what they are trying to accomplish in the session. Is just kind of open the lines of communication. They've been married a couple of years, and they're young, and I think that they have some issues just as far as being open and communicating with each other openly. And so that the kind of point to this session is to enable them to open up those lines of communication and to become better at communicating with one another. So I know that Dr. Martin did tell me that.
Since you are going to make the initial contact for us to do a pre-meeting or what have you, you're very welcome to give them my contact number as well, my cell number as well, in case they need to call us ahead of time and just discuss something that we don't discuss on the initial review.
Okay.
And also, just between us, if something comes up at the last minute, we'll know, what we need to do, like a plan B or...
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Emergencies, we never know.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that, and as far as just the control of the session, I know, with Dr. Martin being the doctor and on the session, that she definitely needs to be the one that takes the lead on the session, and we'll just kind of go with the flow. I mean, consecutive interpreting, trying to keep up with the pace of the back and forth, and like you said, it's going to be a more personal register, so I think that it will just be kind of conversational style. What else? Was there anything else that you had thought of that you wanted to talk about?
I think we covered a lot of it. I'm sure that I'll think of some other things.
Right.
Go and bring that up or give you a call, but I think we covered the bulk of what we need to know ahead of time.
Okay, so the next step is for us to get in contact with Dr. Martin and Jean and Amanda and set up times to meet with both of them. So when I hear back from Dr. Martin, I'll give you a call and we can schedule that. And then from there, we'll go into the session, I think, pretty prepared for what to expect.
Okay. Sounds great.
All right. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to meet with me, and I look forward to working with you.
Same as well.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.